lessons learned, or passionate ideas. Every opinion expressed here is strictly that of the person who gives it. Let us consciously and lovingly agree to disagree if it does not resonate with us. The topic for today is Who's Your Mama? And it is my pleasure to present Reverend Fran Dittrich as our speaker for today. Okay, I got a bio here. Reverend Fran Dittrich has been a member of the Church of the Angels for more than 10 years. She was ordained as a minister here in 2022 and is now holding the position of president of the Board of Trustees for the church. Fran has studied many different spiritual topics, but has not settled on a specific interest. She considers herself a spiritual practice surfer. I almost read that as supper. Okay, I think the last person, that's kind of funny. We all resonate. I was so relieved when a spiritual teacher told her once, you know, there are professional surfers. Reverend Fran serves spirit through message work and healing here at the Church of the Angels. Along with her relationship with spirit, family is Reverend Fran's greatest blessing. She is one of 8 children of 2 phenomenal parents and is thankful that all her siblings are living, though in various states of disrepair. She has been married for 49 years next week. Congratulations, Mazel tov, to the same man. She is proud of her mother of 3 sons. She is, you know, it's good when you get one of those laughs. When you get I love this place. I love this congregation. She is the grandmother of 6, 1 girl, 5 boys. 4 of the boys, age 12 to 7, live in a co-joined house with her. She is a busy woman, lots of energy. She recently lost her 2 misunderstood 14-year-old little dogs, who she loved dearly, but to fill the void, she brought a new member into the family, Lacey, an Aussie Doodle who is now 6 months old. She also has a 55-gallon fish tank and multiple flowers and vegetable gardens. She is a want-to-be artist and crafter. Well, you are one. Reverend Fran retired at the end of March 2022 from higher education after 23 years in academic affairs as support staff. Before her positions in higher education, she held jobs at an international student exchange program and as a school system transportation supervisor. She has also worked as a school secretary, a custodian, a telephone customer service representative, a circuit ticket seller, a banquet server, and a bud picker at a greenhouse. I guess she was a job surfer earlier in life. I love it. Fran has spoken several times here. She claims that she has an interest in many topics, but is a master of none. She likes to approach her talks with humor and typically tells us something that we already know, but we need a reminder that will enhance our daily lives. Now that you know more than you ever wanted to know about Fran, she really wants you to know that she is hoping you will get something out of her talk today. And if not, her sincere apologies. All right, Reverend Fran Dittrich, come on down.
Thank you. We'll have to do a word count and see if I have the absolute longest bio of anybody there is. So, who's your mama? We're going to start out with the answer to that question. And the way we're going to do that is each one of us is going to say aloud our mother's name or anybody that felt like a mother to you. I want you to say it aloud.
Like her real name?
Just her first name.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. She goes by Opie.
Okay, Opie. All right.
Okay.
Lois and
Cookie and Emma.
Renee.
Rose and Gaia. Mary.
Oh, Mary. Okay.
Debbie.
Edmund.
Carolyn.
Carol.
Cheryl.
Linda.
Ruth.
Mickey.
What was it?
Mickey.
Oh, Mickey. Okay. John.
Anna.
Donna and Nancy.
Helen.
Ernie.
Sophie Olivia.
Bonnie.
Joy.
Okay. Now that we've all named our mother figures, we're going to invite them all to join us here today, whether they're living or in another on another realm, and so that they enjoy our service with us today, and we feel their presence. And just to let you know, these flowers here, these irises, are descendants of my mother's irises. So my mother had irises in her yard, and when she gave me some of them, and I planted them at my house, and then we moved, and I didn't have time to move them to the new house, so I gave them to a friend of mine, who then, when I got to my new house, she gave them back to me. So these are very special to me because they're from my mom. So, and she's here with us too. So, and I want to just thank you all, and I want to welcome our moms. So, a lot of our speakers start out with the definition of the word of their topic, and so I'm going to do the same. So, what is the definition of the word mother? Google tells us, we have a couple different ones: a woman in relation to her child or children, such as a birth mother, a stepmother, surrogate mother, matriarch, female parent, biological mother, foster mother, adoptive mother, mother-in-law, or grandmother. Another one is a female being in relation to its offspring. Another one, a term of address for a female parent or a woman having or regarded as having the function or authority of a female parent, woman, a parent, a woman providing care or exercising influence or authority like that of a female parent. I like that one because, we have all kinds of mothers. So I am very lucky. I was born to a wonderful mom. My mom's name was Lois Renee. She went by Renee. She grew up on a farm, and she and her sister always told us that my mom never got in trouble, not once, never. So she graduated early from high school and spent some time in college. She raised 8 children and 1 grandchild for a time. We figured this out. She was pregnant for 6 years of her life and had her last child when her oldest child was 19. Now, there were some people in our community that kind of looked down on that, thought it wasn't thought it was kind of gross. But you wouldn't have found any one of her children having any problem with it. We all had wonderful and fun childhoods, and I would say that none of us were ever able to tell who was our mom's favorite. She treated us all equally and all with love, and I try to do the very same thing. My mom, when she was done with her own children, helped to raise my brother's daughter until the time of her death, and that's the grandchild. She loved her family, she loved animals, she loved bowling, she loved iced tea, she loved apricot butter, and she became an artist when she finally had the time for it. One time she took a bank manager to task when he told her that she could not have a loan because she never had a job. She got that loan. So anyway, my mom passed in July of 1998, and I miss her every day. I do my best to live my life in a way that would make her and my father proud. I try to be as good of a mother as my mother was to me, to my sons as my mother was to me. I do understand. My water. Okay, no. I'll start choking if I don't have something to drink. Thank you. I do understand that not all moms were like my mother. Some mother had struggles of their own that caused them to be difficult or cold feeling. Some mothers were taught to be very formal mothers. I ask that if you had a mother that leaves you or left you wanting more or something different, that you try to accept that she probably does or did the best that she could and just was not capable of anything more than that. Sometimes survival is all we can do. So, and if you can hold that in your heart, that your mom really did, she was surviving. So if she wasn't all that you wanted in a mother. Another thing to consider is if your relationship with your mother was not what you wanted it to be, just be glad that you were not born as a harp seal. Baby harp seals have a mom for only 12 days. After 12 days, you're on your own, and she's off finding another husband. So she's got mating to do. So, or you could have come from a cowbird or a cuckoo's egg. This mama bird lays her eggs in a smaller bird's nest and takes off, leaving the other mother to hatch her babies. She has little concern for the other egg babies. Her egg hatches first, and her abandoned baby grows faster and pushes all the other babies out of the nest to their deaths. If you were born a panda and had a twin, you better hope you were the strongest. Mama pandas only feed the strongest baby of the two. Or opposite of this, if you were born a black bear and were the only infant, because black bears usually have more than one cub, your mom may very well have abandoned you because raising one cub is just not worth the trouble. Now, this one is, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, but there's an animal in Australia called a quokka. I think it's a quokka. And they're not very nice. They're really cute, but they're not very nice. The myth is that the quokka will throw its offspring at a threatening predator to save itself. Now, now, I did a little research, and this isn't exactly true. She doesn't throw the baby at the predator. Instead, she loosens the muscles in her marsupial pouch, lets the baby fall out, and it squirms and cries on the ground, so the predator eats it instead of her. So now, last but not least, be glad you were not born to a burying beetle or a skink, because they both eat their children if they come up against some kind of a challenge. So enough of that morbid stuff. Funny, but morbid, you know. Let's all agree that we are better off being humans with human caretakers. Why did I use the word caretaker instead of mother? Well, in the dictionary of Fran, there is a somewhat different definition to the word mother. That's not just off the top of my head. There are fundamental spiritual beliefs that make me define it differently. I have been taught that we are all connected, and in some ways, we are even one and the same. If you believe this to be true, then you are your mother. So I'll say that again. So if you believe this to be true, then you are your mother. You are your father. You are your friend. You are your stranger that you see in the store. Your father is your mother. Your sibling is your mother. Your loved ones and friends are your mother. You do not have to be a female. You do not have to be a parent. You don't have to have a physical connection. You just need to treat all with love and acceptance. That goes for all creatures, all plants, and our earth, just to name a few. You are a mother to all, and all are a mother to you. We just need to recognize this and incorporate it into our lives. So I'm going to read that over again because I think it's a little confusing. And also to confirm, if you think I'm crazy, it'll confirm that you think I'm crazy. Or if you don't think I'm crazy, you may get it. That means you get it. So I have been taught that we are all connected and in some ways one and the same. If you believe this to be true, then you are your mother. You are your father. You are your friend. You are the stranger that you see in the store. Your father is your mother. That's the funny one, I think. Your sibling is your mother. Your loved ones and friends are your mother. You do not have to be a female. You do not have to be a parent. You don't have to have a physical connection. You just need to treat all with love and acceptance. That goes for all creatures, all plants, and our earth, just to name a few. You are a mother to all, and all are a mother to you. We need to recognize this and incorporate it into our lives. My other spiritual belief is that I need to love myself, truly love myself. I also need to like myself, because you can love yourself but not like yourself very much. If I do not have this feeling for myself, how can I have this feeling for anyone or anything else? Remember, we are all connected and we are all connected and we are even all one. Love yourself, like yourself, mother yourself. Work on that. Study on it. Get counseling if you need help to believe that you are a good person who is deserving of love. Sometimes we can't make ourselves believe that ourselves, and we need help. So self-love and love from others is what you deserve. You need to believe this. It will make a big difference in your life. So now you better listen to me because I'm your mother. So to finish my talk, there are 2 gifts for you, each of you, male and female. Help yourself to a tulip or 2, depending how many people we have here. There's 40 tulips. So a tulip, why a tulip? A tulip symbolizes perfect love, cheerful thoughts, forgiveness, enlightenment, and spiritual awakening. The second gift is, hopefully this will have the same feeling for you, but it's a poem that you may have forgotten. This one is dedicated to each and every one of you and to those moms who have joined us here today because we invited them in spiritually. Okay, so here it goes. I wish I had talked to Chris and he could have sung it for me, but I'll just read it. So, M is for the million things she gave me. O means only that she's growing old. T is for the tears she shed to save me. H is for her heart of purest gold. E is for her eyes with love light shining. R means right, and right shall always be. Put them all together, they spell mother, a word that means the world to me. Or I wrote another version because I'll tell you honestly, oops. I was working on this, finishing it up late last night, and it was a long day. I had spent the day with my youngest sister, who is a mother to everybody in the world, as are most of my sisters. She started out, I'm just tell you this quick and then I'll read my version. She started out helping my brother, who's an alcoholic, get into rehab on Friday night, which was a long process, something we've been working towards. And thank God he's there. If everybody give him a little prayer that he can maintain. Then she got up, she went to her 2 great nephews' basketball games because their mothering experience has been a little different, you know, I mean, in a lot of different ways, but she supported them. She videos their games for them, and they're so thrilled that she comes. Then she went to our niece's rodeo. She's a barrel racer, so she went to her rodeo. But in the meantime, during the rodeo, I went with her to the rodeo. We are sitting there, and I'm watching the rodeo, and it's so fun, you know. I mean, and it's out in North Bloomfield. I don't know if any of you know, there's a rodeo out there the second Saturday of every month, but they're all beginners, so none of them can stay on. They can't stay on, you know. They can't stay on the bull. They can't catch the cow, you know. None of it. It is. I mean, I wish them all luck, but it's just funny because you're like, okay, come on, and they just can't do it. But anyway, so then, but the whole time of that rodeo, I'm sitting there laughing, enjoying it, you know, talking to people around me. And what is she doing? She is editing the videos of the basketball games so that she can send them to the great nephews. But she has a daughter who has a lot of health problems, and she's just a mother to everybody. And she's kind of if you met her, you'd think she was crazy and quirky, right, Kathy? And but she was just a great example of somebody that mothers everybody. And I can't leave Kathy out. Kathy mothers everybody with food. If you ever said you liked something, she'll make sure every time she sees you, you get it. So that's one of her many, many mothering talents. So, okay, so this is the version I wrote. And the reason I wrote it is because I didn't like, it was very late. I'm not going to tell you how late, but let's just say very late. You probably see these bags under my eyes. But anyway, I didn't like, oh, means only that she's growing old. I was like, what? I don't like that, you know? I want to rewrite my own. I don't like that.
Oh, my.
So I wrote my own, and it's M is for the million people who are me. O is for the others who act as mom. T is for the time I owe to myself. H is for my heart that shares love. E is for the enlightenment I experience. R is for realizing that we are all connected. Put them all together and they spell mother, the name for each and every one of us. And that's it. So thank you very much.
I like your version better.
Yeah.
Are there any questions? Comments? Oh, awesome.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Good job. Yeah. I really liked your version better. I'm not just saying that. Yeah. Very nice. Okay. All right.